Sometimes walking away is the bravest choice. Sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is not to fight, not to argue, not to beg. Sometimes the bravest thing is to walk away. Long ago, in a small town near grey stone roads and quiet green fields, lived a man named Daniel. Daniel was not rich, he was not famous. But he was kind. He worked as a carpenter, repairing doors, tables, and old wooden houses. People trusted him because his hands were honest and his words were few. Daniel lived with his wife Emma and her adult son from a previous marriage, Luke, in a narrow brick house near the railway line. At first, life felt warm. Daniel woke early, he made tea. He fixed broken things, he paid the bills on time. Emma smiled often in those days. Luke thanked him. But slowly, things began to change. Emma started to complain. "This house is too small," she said. "You work too hard for too little money." Luke stopped working. He stayed up late. He slept all morning. He borrowed money and never returned it. Daniel said nothing. He believed silence could keep the peace. One rainy evening, Daniel returned home early. He heard voices in the kitchen. Luke whispered, "If he leaves, the house is yours. You should talk to him." Emma replied coldly, "He is wasting our time. We need more, he can go." Daniel stood still. The rain soaked his jacket, but his heart felt colder. The next morning, his tools were placed outside. His clothes were packed in a plastic bag. Emma stood at the door. "It's better this way," she said. "You'll survive." Daniel looked at the house. He had repaired every door, painted every wall, paid every bill, but he felt something new inside him. Not anger, clarity. Years ago, Daniel had saved money quietly. A small amount each month, hidden untouched. Not for dreams, for dignity. He picked up his bag and walked away. That night, he slept at a roadside shelter. The next day, he found work repairing an old bookshop in a coastal town nearby. The owner was kind. The town was quiet. The air smelled of salt and wind. Daniel stayed. He rented a tiny room. He worked slowly, carefully. Soon, people noticed. "This man does good work," they said. Years passed. Daniel bought a small workshop. He repaired furniture. He trained young apprentices. One boy, Oliver, came every day after school. Oliver listened, he learned. He respected silence. Daniel saw himself in the boy. Back in the old town, Emma and Luke struggled. The house fell into debt. Luke left, Emma waited. One day, Emma saw Daniel's name on a shop sign near the coast. She came to see him. Daniel opened the door. Emma stared. "You left with nothing," she said. "How is this possible?" Daniel spoke gently. "I left with peace." She asked for help. Daniel gave her just enough money to return home. Nothing more. Years later, Daniel grew old. In his will, he left everything to Oliver. Not to blood, but to respect. When Daniel passed away, the town remembered him as a man who built quietly and walked away bravely. Sometimes walking away is not weakness. It is wisdom. Protect your peace. Choose dignity. Build a life no one can take from you.